Manchester United are in the final of the Europa League. Arsenal, see that out there? That's how it's done. A European final against Tottenham Hotspur as well. We'll get into that in this video. But wow, when Old Trafford gets going, it really does get going. And for all them people out there that's saying, oh yeah, they can only score goals when they're against 10 men. We did it against 11 tonight. Old Trafford electric as per usual. And the Athletic Club fans were out in full force as well, singing all the way through. Did Manchester United have to weather the storm? Yes. Did they make a couple mistakes? But did we recover? Yes, we did. And I'm going to be honest, Athletic Club were on top in large portions of that game, but they were going to be. Because guess what? Manchester United had a 3-goal lead. They had to come out with full force, pressing us off the park. And not everything is perfect, but I want to be super positive because Manchester United are in another final. It's not the Champions League, it's the Europa League, but it's another final, it's a European final. And what I've got to say is, if this is Manchester United at their worst, could you imagine what this club would be doing at its best? Wow. Even when we are at the worst that we've ever been, it's final after final, FA Cup, Europa League, and I back us against Tottenham Hotspur. People are telling me, but Beth, you haven't beat Tottenham since 2022. I said that to myself. And at first I was a little bit worried. But then I heard Rasmus Højlund speaking post-match. I heard Yoro speaking post-match. Everything's different when you reach a final. Manchester United have a history of winning trophies. They have a history of pulling results out the bag. Tottenham don't have that. However, respect to Athletic Club, they put on a good performance here at Old Trafford. But once Manchester United gets going, it gets going. And there's so many positives to talk about. There's so many negatives as well. Actually, there's not so many negatives. There's a few negatives. There's a lot of positives. Let's start on the positives. Bruno Fernandes, there's a reason why you reject any Saudi bid that comes your way. He's just a leader out there. He's the heartbeat. He set the tone. His work rate is second to none. The way he's directing his whole team, the way he leads the team is absolutely fantastic. And I thought he was sublime again. Just a consistent leader and heartbeat in that midfield. Casemiro rolling back the years once again. Casemiro is looking like the Casemiro we brought in under Ten Hag in that first season. And I think Casemiro in an interview himself, and correct me if I'm wrong, has said that's the best Casemiro he's had, that first season at United. That's what it feels like. And credit to Ruben Amorim for helping Casemiro reach that level. And credit to Casemiro as well. I owe Casemiro a huge apology. I really do. Jamie Carragher owes him a massive apology for calling him out on national TV. But there was a reason why Jamie Carragher did that. Casemiro was nothing. If you played that performance against Crystal Palace, everyone knows the Casemiro performance against Crystal Palace, where that clip went viral, the one of him just falling to the ground, and you played a clip of that, someone coming from space, and played a clip of that player and played a clip of that Casemiro today, you wouldn't think it's the same player. The way he's come back from that, his professionalism. And you can see the respect that Ruben Amorim has for him because of the trophies he's won and because of his absolute top professionalism. I tell you what, some other players at this football club could take a leaf out of that guy's book. Casemiro, Harry Maguire, mentality monsters. And Harry Maguire made a mistake tonight. His pass was lapse. But I let Harry Maguire off for that because he's been so good in recent weeks and he's a big reason that we're heading back to Bilbao for that final. So I let him off. Andre Onana should have saved that goal. I would admit that. But for me, that Andre Onana not saving it, which he should have saved it, I think the Alejandro Garnacho miss is just as bad. Alejandro Garnacho has to score that. And don't get me wrong, Alejandro Garnacho gives you an outlet. He really does give you an outlet. He's a grafter. He works hard. He does a lot of things right and he gets you up the pitch. But his finishing, his final end product, it just needs to get better. And he's only young. He is only young. He's only one goal involvement off what Ronaldo was in Manchester United at under 21. I'm not comparing the two players. Ronaldo's absolutely, once in a lifetime. Not even in a lifetime, like once in a decade. Alejandro Garnacho right now isn't that, but he's got a lot of qualities, and I think Ruben Amorim sees that work ethic in him and sees what he does bring to the team, because he does bring that outlet to the team and he does get you up the pitch and he does work very hard and his passing is improving. I mean, Patrick Dorgu again was an outlet and his end product needs work. But you're looking at these players and the young Patrick Dorgu's 20, Alejandro Garnacho is, I think he's 20 as well. They're both in the early 20s. Both of them, getting in good position. Dorgu in behind all night, outlet, getting in good positions. And you're just not quite seeing that final product, but they're young players and everybody develops at different rates. You know, as Goldbridge would say, they're learner drivers and they need that experience around them. Casemiro provides that, Bruno Fernandes provides that, Harry Maguire provides that, and you're getting that nice mix in this Manchester United team. And United, when they go and recruit in the summer, need to carry that on. I mean, you look at Garnacho and you look at Dorgu and the fact that they are young, talented players clearly, but they've got a little bit of work to do to perfect their game and reach that next level. But then you look at the, in my opinion, generational, and I'm not holding back, generational talents that we have in Lenny Yoro and Amad. Amad, when he came on the pitch, just turned the game on his head. It's like when you're playing Sunday League and then your mate turns up that is in like Man United's academy or something and comes and plays for a laugh. That's how it felt when Amad got on the pitch. He was absolutely fantastic. That touch, when you think the ball's going out for him to get it into Rasmus Højlund, that's a service Rasmus Højlund needs. And I'm so happy for Rasmus Højlund that he got a goal, because he's not perfect. He's got a lot of improving to do, but he works super hard every single game. And Amad putting them crosses in, and if our wingers start to do that, our wing backs start to do that, you are going to hit gold, and that's where the confidence starts to build. So I still question why Højlund constantly feels like he has to battle defenders. I think his best attribute is turning quickly and running in behind, but he is getting better, and Ruben Amorim has acknowledged that. But Amad can make anyone look good. He's fantastic. Lenny Yoro, check the interview out on the United Stand if you haven't already. I am not over-exaggerating when I say, at 19 years old, if Manchester United managed to keep hold of him, he's future United captain, without a doubt. 19 years of age. Rio-esque. But the way he just dribbles through the midfield, it's sublime to watch. The influence he has in the final third, the calmness, the coolness, his anticipation. The Lenny Yoro that first stepped onto this pitch at Old Trafford, compared to the Lenny Yoro of now, has already come on leaps and bounds. Credit to Ruben Amorim as well. We know how good he is at working with younger players. He's done it with Kenda in the past as well at Sporting Lisbon. But Lenny Yoro seriously looks generational, and I'm all for recruiting young players, but recruit young players like Lenny Yoro, ones that are ready to come in and play for United, ones with that sort of talent. And we did so well to snatch him off Real Madrid, so well. And you see the likes of Mbappe running down his contract to go to Real Madrid on a free. Trent Alexander-Arnold, the latest one. Who else? Alaba did it, I think, as well. Rudiger, did he get him on a free? Multiple players are doing it. Real Madrid tried to pull that card with Lenny Yoro. He said, no, thank you, I'm going to the Theatre of Dreams. And I love that guy for that. I can't speak highly enough of him. Absolutely fantastic. And I think you've got to give credit to Maguire and Mazraoui holding down the fort as well and being them leaders at the back, helping Lenny Yoro. Fantastic from him. But when I said players can take a leaf out of Casemiro's book, Harry Maguire's book, players that have been down and out at United and come back, players really do, because they show professionalism. We've had players that have gone on to other clubs that I think probably have the talent to play for this football club, but aren't going to be involved in that Europa League final. I don't want to touch on the negativity. And I really do think they'll be sat at home thinking, God, I wish I was playing in that final in Bilbao for Man United. Because if you win it, it's euphoric. Winning a European trophy for one of the biggest football clubs in the world, the biggest football club in England. And you could have been part of that if you were willing to get your head down and graft. And Ruben Amorim's made it very, very clear. Players that have a good attitude, a good work rate, a good mentality are going to be part of this team. And you will be able to get somewhere. And Mason Mount epitomises that. Again, I don't want to speak too soon, but tonight's the night that Mason Mount grew into that number 7 shirt. He found it, the bottom of his drawer, and he said, I'm going to step into this number 7 shirt and I'm going to be Manchester United's number 7. And do you know what? The hard work and the long wait paid off. And Ruben Amorim spoke glowingly about Mason Mount in his post-match. He said, when a player trains and works hard the way that Mason Mount does, they deserve all the good things and we will continue to help them. He says that Ruben Amorim is going to be there for you if you do the right things and you act the way a Manchester United player should act, with that professionalism. And that's what Mason Mount does. The ice baths, the food, the nutrition, the training. He wants more than anything to be the best version of himself. There's a reason why every single manager has loved him. Tuchel loved him. Southgate loved him when he was at England. Frank Lampard loved him. And we know that Ruben Amorim absolutely loves Mason Mount. If Mason Mount can keep fit, there is a big, big chance that he's got a huge role to play in this Ruben Amorim rebuild and in this system, because he's tailor-made to it. I mean, the technique on the first goal, credit to Lenny Yoro in that as well, but then the technique with his left foot on the second from the halfway line, it was Beckham-esque. I don't want to go over the top, but so many people hound me about that, about me wanting Mason Mount. There's a reason I wanted him. Just keep him fit. It's whether he can stay fit. That is the big question. And I look at that team and I look at the impacts that the impact that is being made off the bench by our substitutes. One, it shows how much of a good squad, a deep squad can help you. And I think Ruben Amorim, by the way, just a shout out to Ruben Amorim, managed that game to perfection, in-game management anyway, because he made subs at the exact right time and they changed the game, they changed the momentum of the game. Big credit to Ruben Amorim. Huge credit. A lot of people were questioning, why is he bringing Mason Mount on before Cobby? And I was like, you know what? I think we need energy in there, and he brought it. So big credit to Ruben Amorim. Huge credit, but it's a big dilemma of who starts that final. Who's going to be key off the bench? Who starts? I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I actually think it's going to be a Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes pivot with potentially Mason Mount and Ahmad in the 10s. Garnacho might miss out on the final, might do. We'll have to wait and see. Or he might do the same thing that he's done previously, where it's using it off the bench. But you want to get your most informed players, your best players on the pitch, I suppose. But you've also got to use your bench to try and win a game. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Manchester United are up against it with Tottenham Hotspur. Who would your starting 11 be? Get in the comments down below. Just off the bat, I think I'm going to go with Onana in goal. I think I'm going to go with the back three of Maguire, Mazraoui and Yoro. I'm going to go my wing backs as Luke Shaw, left wing back, and probably Dorgu, right wing back. My two midfielders, I would have Casemiro and Bruno. My two 10s, I'd probably have Mount and Ahmad, and then my striker is Rasmus Højlund. But Garnacho's super unlucky to miss out. You could have Ahmad at right wing back. Dorgu drops out, and then you could fit Garnacho in there with Mount. That's how you could do it. I would not be opposed to that either. But it's going to be a bit of a headache for Ruben Amorim. And if De Ligt and Dalot are back as well, it could make it even more. It could make it even more of a headache. So get in the comments down below, who's your starting 11 for the final? But we're going to Bilbao. We already booked our flights, I want to be honest, because we had that much faith. And I cannot wait. 2 weeks, guys, and hopefully I'm in Bilbao celebrating with you all of a Manchester United lifting a European trophy. Come on, United.